And what's happening is one side of the market, one side of the specialists, right? The real estate specialists are looking only at certain charts, and the investors are looking at other charts. So that's where we're coming to different perspectives.
All the originators here, they're tightening up the restrictions on what their criteria are for, like the loans that they're issuing out, whether it's refi or already a purchase. I mean, like I completely agree with you there. It's just a matter of, I mean, like I guess like what the long term plan is, right? For an individual like myself, like I have a handful of residential rental properties. Like I'm lucky enough that I have, like three. I do have some commercial property as well renting out. My star tenants are always McDonald's. The McDonald's is perfect. They're always on time with with their payments. They're really not going anywhere there, but. Just from a growth perspective, though, on how we can kind of expand things, it comforts me that an individual like yourself is saying things that are coinciding with what we've been kind of putting to table here. The big thing is I'm concerned with my residential guys, right? Like whether or not they are able to work as we continue through this pandemic. They're talking about all these new variants with the COVID strains, and not being able to generate the income necessary to be able to justify like their payments for me. I mean, do you have anything similar that you're currently dealing with? Like I know like you do a lot of stuff on the residential side, but
so I'm going to touch on a couple of topics for you. So one, the difference between what you're seeing on maybe like a Grand Stefan and the other guys on YouTube that are talking about real estate, most of those guys are real estate agents, and they see one aspect of what's going on. If you listen to the other people that are online that have a non-agent perspective, and most of the people who are very cautious are on the lender side. The lender side of the community is very cautious with the data that's coming out. That is, so if you look at who's talking and what their background is, most agents are optimistic because they're looking at certain data points. Most lenders are pessimistic because they're looking at the different data points. And that's why I'm saying one major difference in perspectives is because you're looking at different charts. It's like, so how I look at it, and when I review someone's finances, I look at their different charts, their tax returns, their bank statements, their investment accounts, their philosophy. I look at those different documents like a doctor would, and I will come up with their financial health, and then the planning on how they can move forward and become healthier, how to lose some fat and gain some more muscle. I look at it like how to develop their finances. And what's happening is one side of the market, one side of the specialists, right? The real estate specialists are looking only at certain charts, and the investors are looking at other charts. So that's where we're coming to different perspectives. Now, what I'm trying to do is look at both charts. And now what we are seeing is this: people need real estate. That's very clear. Residential real estate is very strong. That is clear. Storage units in warehouses are very strong. It's very clear. Storefronts in retail, big box, is weak. Very clear. Office buildings are weak. Very clear. Medical office is still strong. That is clear. Dental is still weak. That is clear. C-class, D-class, and F rentals, residential rentals, are weak. That is clear. B-class and A-class is still strong. That's clear. I'm in B and A-class properties, so I'm not having any COVID issues. My one bedrooms So the average one bedrooms in this area are 600 to 800. My one bedrooms are 1,000 to 1,500. My studios are $1,200 a month. I'm in Florida. That's very high. But I'm in secondary and tertiary markets and downtown markets before everybody else started buying them. I bought in at $50,000 a door. My properties are worth $250,000 a door now. So I'm following the data, I'm following the trends, I'm following the numbers of where people want to go. And now when I'm doing remodels, all the bedrooms get Cat 6 wiring. When we rip down the drywall, all the bedrooms get Cat 6 wiring. I have TVs that are TV mounts for the walls. They have Cat 6 and they have cable run behind the wall. In the kitchens, I have Cat 6 wire run so people can work from the kitchen counter if they want. So you have to follow the trend, right? Let's not be what I scored the highest in my class in finance, and I could have chose to invest in the stock market. Why I like real estate better is we have the control of increasing the return on our investment with our real estate. And that's what really turned me on to this, is I have the control to be an investor and have a passive and active role in this investment. And I can choose to be as passive or as active as I want. We have that flexibility. And when we want to increase our returns, by putting in those small little details, we can increase our returns. And really, what does it come down to? Focus, active listening, in making sure that we are a step ahead of our competition. Because our competition is out there and they're trying to get better every day. And even if we are good and stay consistent on our pace, our competition is getting better every day. The gap and the difference is going to make sure they outperform us. But if we just pay attention, what's happening? People are moving out of big cities. They're moving to secondary and tertiary markets because they're not as crowded. But they're working from home, so they need Cat 6 wiring to get high quality internet. I have WAPs in all of my units. I have WAPs on the outside of my properties as well, so they can work inside or outside. And then at the end of the day, when they're not getting to see any coworkers and they're kind of bored of being home, they want to walk from the downtown to local bars in a safe neighborhood, walk their dog, maybe talk to people, maybe they're not, because they're like, everyone's so annoying nowadays, and then come back home. But they want to be exposed because they're missing that whole water cooler talk. So by being conscious to the human element, that doesn't really take us too much effort to think, what do people want? And provide them what they want. I had this thing my dad would tell me, Pascal, why'd you buy this building? It's a wood building, blah, blah, blah. It's horrible, whatever. Finally, he kept nagging me. And I just said, look, if someone's going to pay me to polish a piece of shit, I will polish it and give it to them. At the end of the day, what matters is not what we want, it's what the client wants. And we must always be in a perspective of providing the client a premium quality that they want.